All right, so once again, the cold section cheat code continues. Let's just jump right in. Taste of Inspiration's New England clam chowder, made with sweet cream and a flavorful clam broth, loaded with chunks of clams. I will be the judge of that. Potatoes and spices, most likely there. As for the tub, if you will, do a 7. Got some blue in there, got some clams. I like the ones with the clam shells too. I don't know why I like those. Oh, got a little glare there. This was bought at a store that I've been to. I will let you guess in the comments section. But yeah, cold section has been the cheat code, and let's dive right in. Good cream to start. Got some potatoes, but they're smaller. That's good. It's always good, small potatoes. We got the first clam of the day. I will consider that a clam. Well, it's a clam, but the right size to make it a clam. Man, for a second, I thought that was a clam. Give you a quick aerial view here. I can never tell if that's focused, but as you know, one take. That's borderline, we'll say 2 clams. Good thickness so far, though. Good thickness, good creaminess. As expected, the clams, very minimal as usual, but the potatoes, not as terrible as usual. I gotta stop speaking too soon. But they're not as big either, so that's good. The thickness is there, the taste is there. Not quite as good as the other cold section ones. I don't know what that section is called, by the way. Let me know in the comments. I just call it the cold section. Yeah, I have no idea what it's called. That was a nice number 3. Just big enough to be number 4. The creaminess, see that? That's what you're looking for in creaminess right there. Obviously not the drip to drip, like the nice little falls off kind of. That's exactly what we're looking for. This honestly is a nice clam right here. We'll get a little aerial view of that guy. Just look at the spoon. It's sinking. That is just over borderline size of what I would consider a clam. So, very good. Number 6. Two small ones to make it number 7. Okay. Again, nowhere near where we want it to be, but not bad in terms of the usual. I gotta say, the cold section's been consistent. For the most part, pretty creamy. For the most part, well, okay, never mind. The potatoes are always all over the place. This one's slightly better. But the taste and the creaminess for these cold section ones, I don't know if it's because it's cold to begin with. It makes me want to almost like refrigerate these cans. Now, that sounds really stupid and strange, and honestly, I'll think about that one, but it's most likely the way it's made, not the cold section part, but who knows. But these are 2 gigantic potatoes. Yeah, before I go crazy broken record style, very simple, as I just said. Cold section, creaminess and taste are honestly on point. The potatoes, typically still terrible. This one, still terrible to my standards, but slightly better than the others. Clams, better than the last one. I forget the price of this too. Darn it. It wasn't that expensive though. More of a quick one today. We are done. And score-wise, this was a quick one, obviously. They were a little bit longer when I started doing these because it was a brand new type, but now it's pretty much somewhat the same process here. 620 calories too. That's pretty impressive, honestly, for this little container here. But let's not go crazy making this go on longer than it should. Nothing too fancy. The taste was there. The creaminess was there. The same amount of potatoes, but a couple were smaller. That was a little bit impressive there. Well, that's not that impressive, but you know what I mean. 8 clams total, still a disaster. But if I'm going to give that one, the first one I think was like a 6. Only because that first ever cold section one was a 6, and this was on par with that. We will give it a 6.0, just passing, but, you know, obviously the theme continues. Nothing close to satisfactory, but yeah, 6.0 out of 10. Taste of inspiration, New England clam chowder. Just randomly walked by the cold section of a grocery store I've already been to, and one that most likely all of y'all have. It wasn't there last time. Figured I'd check it out again. Happened to be there, so that is, man, that glares. Messing everything up here. That's my phone. Taste of inspirations, New England clam chowder. We'll give it a 6.0 out of 10 because it was, in fact, on par with that first one, which I already forgot what it was. But it wasn't the last one. Anyway, 6.0 out of 10. See you next time.